Hey, it's Mike. Um, I'm back. I got a great show, a lot of stuff to talk about today. As it says on the thumbnail, child marriage and gurus and perverts and Hare Krishna. So I'm going to get started right away. Let's get the intro going.
Hello?
Hey, okay, um, so this is coming from well, let me just start off by saying congratulations to everybody who's winning their lawsuits against Scientology. I support everyone who's protesting Scientology. Uh, I don't want to know about you personally. If you're trying to bring down Scientology, I support you. Some people are out there that are doing really good work. Um, and some people are, they got their they got issues, their own personal things that they're going through, and I'm not naming names, but I will name Audit LA. She's one of the best. She's doing such great work, and Streets LA, of course, he's a force, and so props to those two. Everybody else is doing their own thing, and I know everyone's got conflicts, everyone's got whatever, but hey, if you're fighting Scientology and you're trying to bring down this cult, then I support what you're doing. Even if you're only doing it for 1 day, 2 days, and you never show up again. Those 2 days of work is helping bring awareness, and I support everyone who's trying to do whatever they can. I'm trying to do whatever I can. I'm not doing a whole lot. I know nobody's watching my videos. I get 50 views, maybe 100 views. I don't make any money at it. I'm not, I'm not, you know, I'm not big time, but I'm doing what I can because I feel like I need to speak out against this dangerous cult that I was involved with. And I know what's going on, so I need to speak out. I know. And I'm the only one that I see that's doing something now, today, speaking out, and I'm doing what I can. So everybody should do what they can, and and everybody who's doing what they can, I support you. So I want to get that out of the way with Scientology, because they're a dangerous cult. They destroy so many lives. So many lives they harm, so many lives. So many people have spoken out about Scientology. So many kids that grew up in it that are adults. Um, so many former members. I don't know why these things are not investigated more. It seems like it should be a slam dunk. But they're not. And same thing with Hare Krishna. So, you know, but Hare Krishna is very dangerous. Their philosophy and their beliefs. It's not even philosophy. It's just their wacky beliefs, their superstitions, their ancient customs that they cling to because their cult leader says. That's it. And child marriage and women like to be raped. Those are two very dangerous beliefs. It's not even a philosophy. It's not even something. It's not even a philosophical debate. Seriously, it's not. It has nothing to do with philosophy or Vedic culture. We're talking about child marriage, marrying girls age 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Now, in a lot of states in the U.S., that's not child marriage is not against the law. You get with parental consent. and age of consent, it's wrong. Little girls should not be able to get married if at 14 or 15 or 16. They can't vote. They can't drink alcohol. They can't smoke cigarettes. It's a lot of things they can't do. But yet they can get married to, in many cases, an abusive man. What man wants a 11 or 12-year-old little girl for a wife? What 24-year-old, 25-year-old man wants to get married to a 12-year-old girl? An 11-year-old girl, a 12-year-old girl, a 13-year-old girl. Eleven, 12-year-old girls should be playing with other 11, 12-year-old boys and girls, running around doing whatever, playing, hanging out. Not getting married to 24-year-old men to basically be their slave and servant. I mean, seriously. You think a 24, 25, 26-year-old man is going to sit down with an 11-year-old girl and have some kind of conversation with her? The girl wants to have a tea party with her friends. And this 24-year-old, 25-year-old man wants her to wash his clothes, cook his dinner, and then have sex with him? At 12, 13 years old? 11 years old? How many grown men who have an 11-year-old daughter want to marry that 11-year-old girl off to some grown man? I didn't want to marry my 11-year-old girl off. I didn't know about about the cult. I had no idea that child marriage was part of it, and I didn't know it was happening all around me. And that's why these guys feel like they can go touch 11, 12-year-old girls in the Hare Krishna movement. That's why they feel like they can go take them around the back and go rape them behind the stage at the festival. And if you don't think your daughter or son is not in danger when you're around the Hare Krishnas, you're crazy. They don't feel bad. They don't have no shame. They don't care because it's in their books. Because it's a cult, they don't care. Their books and their founder, if he says it's okay to have sex with an 11-year-old girl when you're a 24-year-old man and having sex with an 11-year-old girl, that's okay. And women are less intelligent and they like to be raped. Well, shit, what do you expect them to do? You're pounding that shit into their head in the books and the lectures. I'm not exaggerating it one bit. Not one bit am I exaggerating. I'm not crazy. I'm not going off the rail. I'm telling you the goddamn truth. Child marriage is in the Krishna books. Women are less intelligent is in the Krishna books. Women like to be raped is in their books. Blacks belong in the jungle, it's in their books. Prabhupada says right in that lecture, they ask him about when they ask him, and I read it, it's in another video I did, when they ask him about racism and blacks in Hare Krishnas, Prabhupada doesn't say, oh no, we're not. He says, well, in nature there's master and there's servant. He admits it. Well, who do you think the master is and who do you think the servant is? Prabhupada says it right there. And the reporter didn't say, well, who are you talking about? Who's the master, who's the servant? Because Prabhupada goes on and he says a bunch of other crap. When the reporter asks him, "Are you guys racist? Racist to women and sexist to women and racist to blacks?" Prabhupada says, "In nature, there is master and there is servant. It's natural. It's nature's way. One man is master and one man is servant. Is it not?" And blah blah blah. And he goes on and on. He says right there. He doesn't say, "Oh, we're not racist. Oh, we're not racist to Negroes or blacks." He says one man is master and one man is servant. I mean, what else do you want him? What else do you need? What else is there? You either say everyone is created equal, or you could say, well, white people are the master and the black people are the servants. Because that's what Prabhupada is saying. Hey, thanks, man. Catch me on the replay, man. I'm glad. Good seeing you. Good seeing you, buddy. But this is what this movement is about. They are turning people into racist, sexist predators. The world is more dangerous with these Hare Krishnas running around. They commit sexual abuse and crimes against children and women. They don't turn each other in. So nobody knows who they are. I mean, nobody goes around turning themselves in. But when teachers are caught molesting kids at school, we hear about it all the time, that teachers are caught molesting kids, or this person, that, or the whole Me Too movement is about sexual abuse. It's about people speaking out. But in the Hare Krishna movement, nobody speaks out. Nobody says anything. Everything's covered up, so you don't know. You don't know who's who. You don't know who's who. I was going to the temple with my daughter, and there were predators all around, and I didn't know. And none of the people there that knew who the predators were told me that there were predators around. And they knew. They knew. The temple president knew. The temple commander knew. The head, all these people knew. People that I talk to every day with my daughter right there. No one pulled me aside and said, "Hey, watch out for Padmagarbha and watch out for so-and-so and watch out for this guy, because those guys are predators." Nobody told me that, because they knew good and well I wouldn't come around. Why would I come around? Why would I bring my daughter around a church or a temple where there's known predators hanging around, and everybody's okay with it? Who would do that? They want new people so bad that they cover everything up until you're so in, and then you believe all the lies. They're telling me, "Oh well, hey, it's bad people everywhere." And you see bad people everywhere. You see, Catholic Church has priests that molest kids. Schools have people that molest kids. Kids are getting molested wherever there's adults. Kids are getting molested. But we catch those people and we turn them in, and they get prosecuted, or they get put on a registry, and we have ways of taking care of that. If no one speaks up, no one says anything, no one turns these people in, these people get to stay, nothing happens to them. Well, hell, now you got a pedophile cluster. Now you've got perpetrators and victims and accomplices and enablers. You got a whole system that's enabling this behavior, to the point where you've got guys that will take children around the back of a stage up the road and rape a 13-year-old girl, and then just go right back up on stage. That, to me, really just blows my mind. That the guy, he just felt so confident, so emboldened, so above everything, that he could just take some 11 or some 13-year-old girl, take her behind the stage, up the road, in the bushes, and rape her. Leave her there, and just go back and finish his Hare Krishna thing up on stage. He just raped this little girl, and now he's going to go back up on stage and chant Hare Krishna. That's how sick these people are. And you think it was just him? No, it wasn't just him. You think that people think that's okay in the real world? In the real world, people know that that's wrong. You shouldn't do that. And if anybody finds out, they're gonna attack. People that do that in jail get killed. When we catch these predators like that, people that do that stuff like that, and they go to jail, people in jail will kill them. People in jail will kill them. But the Hare Krishnas, they think it's normal. They think it's perfectly normal behavior. They protect each other. They feel they have a right to. How this guy just felt like he could just go do this is just beyond me. I can't believe it. I honestly can't believe it. I'm just going to go rape this girl. And then go sing, and then go chant Hare Krishna. Well, look, if the gurus are doing it, look, so this guru, this guy on the thumbnail, this Rameshwar, this degenerate, total degenerate freak, who not only was he having a pedophilic affair with some underage girl in L.A. that's totally documented, and he bounced out because of it. He resigned. Here, let me show you. Let me show you his Wikipedia. Here's his Wikipedia entry, and I'll read it. Let me see, where is it? Here it is. Okay. Okay, so Rameshwar, born Robert Grant, became an initiated disciple of Prabhupada on April 28, 1971, receiving his initiation by mail. From 76 to 86, Rameshwar was a member of ISKCON's governing body commission. He became a trustee of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust in February of 1975, working from its headquarters in Los Angeles. He later became head of the North American BBT. In 1987, the GBC accepted his resignation from all GBC management responsibilities within ISKCON. He never resigned from the BBT, as it was a lifetime appointment by the BBT founder Prabhupada. Now, this was, oh, it's been taken down. It's been taken down. Okay, so he resigned because he was dating this girl, this underage girl. And he went on to, he left the movement. He left the movement. He wasn't around. He had all these disciples. Uh, okay, so let's read what an eyewitness account. This is an eyewitness account. And I'll show you what I'm reading here. This is from a Hare Krishna page, and it says, so this person does not reveal her identity because she doesn't want any repercussions, or somebody redacted. I don't know. I don't know who redacted this, as if it was like some FBI document. Uh, but it's really strange when the Hare Krishnas do that. It says, my name is blank Dasi. I attended Gurukula in Los Angeles from the age of 7 to 11, which is about the ages that my daughter went to. Those are dangerous years for a child in the Hare Krishna movement. Those are very dangerous years for any child to be in the Hare Krishna movement. Even I'd say from 5, I hate to say it, from 5 until 16 is very dangerous. There's a lot of grooming going on, a lot of touchy feely, and a lot of I don't even want to think about it. But okay, so she says, I was in Saruchi's ashram in the building to the right of the men's and women's ashram. So that was the same building that the school was in when I was going to Temple. So this is 1978. I was age 7, living in the ashram with 10 other girls. During the summer months, it was very hot, and we would sleep in our underwear and no shirts on top of our sleeping bags. In our underwear, no shirts on top of our sleeping bags. I clearly remember Rameshwar coming into our bedroom at night when we were sleeping and waking up with him stroking my hair. This happened on several occasions. Now that right there is really creepy. that's pretty creepy, because she was at least 7, at the most 7, at least 7, at the most 11. So here he is. He would come in at night when she was sleeping, and he would stroke her hair. He's a grown man, and that's strange behavior, like this happened on several occasions. I also remember him walking in our bedroom unannounced several times. I had just come out of the shower and was in the bedroom naked getting dressed. Suddenly Rameshwar, the guru, walked into the bedroom, and I had to quickly hide in the closet and put on another girl's robe. Now, I don't know about you, but I think I know why he just walked in at the time when he did. He's a disgusting pervert, and he walked in. He had the ability to just walk in whenever he wanted, and he knew he was. I also remember him walking in our bedroom unannounced several times. I had just come out of the shower. Okay. He had free reign of walking into our ashram at any given time unannounced, and specifically in the middle of the night while we were sleeping. So he was the guru of Watseka Avenue. So he could just walk, he could just do whatever he wanted. He was like God to them. It didn't matter if it was a little girl's ashram full of little girls. He could walk in there. And it didn't matter if they were naked, taking a shower. He didn't care. What business does he have in there? He's a guru. He should be doing guru things, not checking on little girls in the ashram. There's plenty of women that can take care of the girls. Rameshwar is not needed in that department. Doesn't anybody think like that? Like, why are you? I mean, if I was sneaking in there at night, every night, checking on these girls and stroking their hair, somebody would say something. Go, what's he doing in there? But Rameshwar can walk around and go into the ashram at night and or whenever they're taking a shower or whatever and just walk in. Why? Nobody says anything? You think that's not going on now? You think that things have changed? Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed in this disgusting cult. And I'll prove it to you. I remember the older girls having breakfast with him in his quarters on Sundays. Why is he having breakfast with these young girls in his quarters? Why? Because he can. Because he's guru and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. And nobody says anything. Nobody says anything. If you say something, maybe you get kicked out. If you say something and you get kicked out, you don't realize that this is a friggin' cult and it's a disgusting pedophile cult and you don't want to have anything to do with it? I mean, you can't see that? Oh, they ban, beat up, and murder and kill people that say, well, then maybe it's a cult and you shouldn't be part of it. If you see pedophilia going on around you in your church, in your cult, and you can't speak out about it because you're getting threatened to get beat up, maybe you're in a cult, buddy. If they're murdering your best friend because he's speaking out about this crap, maybe you're in a cult. Maybe it's all a bunch of bullshit and you don't belong in there. No, it could never be that. It's got to be these bad people that are coming in and wanting to do all this bad stuff. You can't put two and two together. You're too brainwashed to put two and two together. You're never going to fix this cult when you've got books that say that this shit's okay. You're never going to find gurus that are good or doing the right thing when the book says they don't have to follow any rules at all. They can do whatever the fuck they want. And if you don't follow what they want to do, they beat you up, murder you, whatever, and all that. Well, what the fuck what don't you understand? What the fuck don't you understand? They gotta call you every fucking hour to find out where you are because you want to go home for Christmas and see your family. So now they're gonna call you every hour, or you gotta call them every hour because they're afraid you're gonna bounce out, or I don't know what the fuck. You're a grown person. You can't see that that's fucking not right. What higher level of love of God is it that you got to check in with someone every friggin' hour? Well, you don't trust me to go see my family? No, they don't trust you to go see your family because your family's going to talk some sense into you. That's the last fucking place they want you to go, is to see your family. Because you've got an emotional connection with your family. They can say shit to you that can get you to friggin' cry or remember shit. Your family can tap into your friggin' subconscious, into your friggin' subliminal, into all your memories that you fucking suppressed. Your family can get in there. They don't want you talking to your family. So they got to call you every hour. Are you okay? Everything good? When are you coming back to the temple? We need you back at the temple, man. We got to go out and distribute books. We got books to go sell. Books that have pedophilia and racism and sexism and all this crap in it. That's why they're calling you, to get you back. Are you too fucking stupid to see it? Fucking mental? Fucking disgusting. I remember the older girls having breakfast with him in his quarters on Sundays. That's a fucking spiritual leader. He's having breakfast with with a bunch of young underage girls on Sundays in his personal room. I know where he lived. He was in the house on Watseka. I've been in that house many times. Rameshwar would also go swimming with the older girls in their bikinis. And I remember swimming with him in a river in Colorado. What higher revelation was he giving them, swimming with them in the river? Or swimming with girls, going swimming with girls in bikinis. I'm telling you, man, these guys, it's such a bunch of bullshit. And anyone can see it. Anyone who's not in the cult can see it. It's so easy to see. This guy's a guru, and here he is running around with underage girls. The older girls. How come he's not running around with women in bikinis in the swimming pool and in the river? You ever think about that? How come he wasn't doing that? How come he didn't have 22, 23, 24-year-old girls running around with him? How come he wasn't going into the women's ashram and stroking their hair, waking them up, running into them in the shower? He didn't do that with the women, or did he? No, he did it with the little girls. It was fucking disgusting, this pervert. I also remember being called into his quarters and having to read Krishna book and massage his feet. Yeah, little girl doing that. Not one of his female disciples. There were plenty of female disciples. He had plenty of disciples that could have been in there reading him Krishna book. I don't know that Prabhupada ever had little girls in his room. I don't put it past him. Prabhupada raped an 11-year-old girl when he was 22. So that's where this all comes from. Don't even get me started with that. But he never had little girls coming into his room reading Krishna book to him at night. Prabhupada was writing Krishna book. Prabhupada had the sense to know, you know what, it's probably better I don't surround myself with a bunch of little girls. Or little boys, for that matter. You know, I gotta give him that. These guys got no fucking shame. What I also remember being I remember feeling very uncomfortable around him and being forced to offer prayers to him and worship him like he was God. Okay? So think of how mentally fucked up these kids are. These gurus are molesting them, abusing them, sexually abusing them, mentally abusing them, and then making them worship him as if he was this godlike figure. If that isn't friggin' abuse of the most sinister and evil, I don't know what is. Taking advantage of little kids, abusing them sexually and mentally, and then making them worship you as if you were God to them, that's like a monster. That's like The guy's like a monster. He might as well have been saying it puts the lotion or it gets the hose again. I mean, what if Stephen King wrote this as a book where this guru sexually abuses children and then has them worship him like he's God, people would say, nah, that's too crazy. That's not believable. That's not believable at all. Okay, now listen to this, man. This is where, if that wasn't bad enough, okay, listen to this. And you can go read this. You can go right on the internet and read this yourself. You can go right here. I'm reading this from this webpage. You can go read it yourself. When I was 12 years living in Los Angeles, one of Rameshwar's disciples named Guru Krishna, Gary Sheridan, who was 28 years old, went to Rameshwar and told him he was interested in getting married. Rameshwar recommended me as a candidate for marriage. So when I was 12 years old, Guru Krishna asked my parents if he could marry me upon Rameshwar's recommendation. Now, where are these people getting this idea that marrying a 12-year-old girl to a 28-year-old man is okay? Because now you've got Rameshwar involved, you've got the 28-year-old man involved, and you've got the girl, the 12-year-old girl, and then you've got the two parents involved. So you've got like 5 people involved, and I'm sure you got the temple president involved. That's like another person. It's like 6 people. 6 people all involved in this child marriage scheme, and they all think it's okay. That there's nothing wrong with it. I'll tell you right now, if the temple president came to me and said, "Hey, Sri Mukunda, this guy over here, pervert Tananda Das wants to get married, and your daughter's 12. You want to marry her to pervert Tananda?" I would have said, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He would have said, "Well, in Prabhupada's books, 12-year-old girls need to get married, and your daughter's 12 years old, and Prabhupada's books say 12-year-olds got to get married, so your daughter's got to get married. She's got to get married." I would have said, "You fucking insane," and that would have been the end of it, because he would have said, "Well, you got to go because I'm not following Prabhupada's books." So, in order for this to happen, you have to have Rameshwar, the 28-year-old, the two parents, and the girl. All of them understanding that this is in Prabhupada's books, that this is Prabhupada's plan. This is not just some one-off thing. This is not like just, oh, well, this... No, this is the cult. This is why they molest girls. This is why they molest boys too. This is why they molest girls. She's not the only one. This is a completely different girl than the one who got raped at the festival and then married to the guy and went to India. That's a totally different person. Totally different girl. So when I was 12 years old, 12 years old, Guru Krishna asked my parents if he could marry me upon Rameshwar's recommendation, and they said yes. On my 13th birthday, I was forced to get engaged against my will. They forced her to get engaged to this guy. Her parents. So you have Rameshwar and this guy, and the two parents who agreed. Who agrees to marry their 12-year-old daughter off to a 28-year-old man who they don't even know this guy. It's not like they know him. He just went and said, "Hey, Rameshwar, I want to get married." And Rameshwar said, "Okay, I'll marry her." Who's this Rameshwar guy that just says, "Hey, I want your daughter to marry this guy"? What the fuck? And the parents are like, "Yeah, how? How would the parents say yes?" Because it's in the books. She goes on. Guru Krishna used to say sexually harassing things to me and told me that I would be sore the first few weeks of marriage from him having sex with me and that I wouldn't be able to walk. What a disgusting fucking perverted creep of a man. 28 years old, and he's taunting a 13-year-old girl that's going to be his wife, and he's taunting her about how sore she's going to be from all the sex he's going to give her. Does that sound like some kind of like a man that should be marrying a 13-year-old girl? What the fuck is going on? Fortunately, after about a year, my parents had a disagreement with Guru Krishna and the engagement was called off. Thank God. Who knows what he did, this pervert. And they were going to marry her. They were going to marry their daughter off to this guy. Because it's in the books. She says, I know who this person is, Rukmini. I've known Rukmini since I was 6 years old. We lived in the ashram together in Los Angeles, New Dwarka, and Bhaktivedanta Village. We have been friends for the past 45 years, and I have witnessed the turbulent ups and downs of her life. I remember when we were 14 years, and I was attending Palms Junior High School. I went to Palms Junior High School. Just coincidental. I thought that Rukmini was Rameshwar's girlfriend. She was Rameshwar's girlfriend because of what I had heard people saying, and that he was her sugar daddy. I remember hearing that he was taking her shopping to expensive stores and buying her expensive clothes. I saw her wearing new clothes at school all year long. Now, where was he getting money to buy her clothes, do you think? So his disciples are giving him money, and he's going out and buying clothes for his underage girlfriend, who is going to Palms Junior High School. Due to Rameshwar's inappropriate behavior and sexual interactions with minors, he should not be allowed to have any position of management, leadership, or authority in ISKCON. He shouldn't be able to give class, lead kirtans, or live on ISKCON property. I feel that we were objects of men's sexual desires and were always told that we were lusty and that women were Maya and that subtle sex was worse than sex itself. I, redacted Dasi, do solemnly swear that this statement is accurate and correct and to the best of my knowledge. So that's her statement about Rameshwar. And let me see. So let's take a look at this Rameshwar guy, because he is, although he left ISKCON and he was gone for about, I don't know, he's gone for a while. He came back. He came back after about, I don't know, 30 years. After about 30 years being gone, he came back, and now he's back. After everything he's done, all the lives he destroyed or touched, all the trauma he's caused, like the girl said, he shouldn't be allowed to have any position in ISKCON. He shouldn't be allowed to teach. He shouldn't be allowed to give class. He shouldn't be allowed to lecture. He shouldn't be allowed to live in ISKCON. Why? What message does that send to the children that are in ISKCON today? What message does that send to the public? That, hey, this is how we take care, this is what we do. This is what we do with our perverts. I mean, I don't get it. Here he is today.
Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. Spoken by Lord Krishna. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world, and I see that Uddhava, the foremost of my devotees.
Who's ready to hatch some cool pets?
Sorry.
Click here to make your very own monster on Adaptive
Sorry about that.
Where monsters teach you math.
I don't know what happened.
That monster looks incredible. All right.
I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry. Give me a second. Let me see if I can get that back up here. Let me see if I can get this back. I apologize.
Purport by His Divine Grace A.C.
Oh.
Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
Hey, he's back.
Translation. Spoken by Lord Krishna. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world, and I see that Uddhava, the foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly entrusted with knowledge about me. So just before we repeat, how could this not remind us also of Srila Prabhupada? When, as you say it, and you think of what it's describing, that can also apply to our Srila Prabhupada. So, translation. Now I shall leave the vision of this mundane world. Now I shall. And I see that Uddhava, the foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly entrusted with knowledge about me. Purport. Jnanam mad ashrayam is significant in this verse. Transcendental knowledge has three departmental divisions, namely.
So here, let me just comment on this. So here we can see that this guy is still in ISKCON. He's a predator. He's a pervert. He's never been adjudicated for his crimes against the underage girl, sexual assault for underage girls, whatever. He's never been justice has never been served. Let's put it that way. Justice has never been served on this guy, and now he's right back where he was before, sitting on the seat, giving a lecture in India, at the head of one of the leaders of the movement now. right back where he was before. So he got away with everything he did. He all he had to do was just hang low for a while, and it's he knows it's all a bunch of bullshit, because what he did was bullshit. He was the head of all those things. He was the head of the GBC, or one of the GBC, the head of the Bhaktivedanta Book Trust. He was the head of this and the head of that. And he was a guru. He supposedly knew more than just about anybody in the Hare Krishna movement. Spent more time with anybody, and yet he was still having an affair with an underage girl, which actually is not bad because they believe in child marriage. So the underage thing doesn't really matter. It's that he was doing it on the side instead of just saying, "Hey, I want to be a guru and I want to get married." If he'd done that, it would have been okay. He could have just said, "Hey, I don't want to be a guru anymore. I want to marry this young girl." And they would have said, "Fine." He didn't want to do that. He wanted to still be a guru, still be the head of everything, and just, see this girl on the side. So that was the problem. Not that she was underage. It was that he was seeing, instead he wasn't being honest. He was lying, and not, he was saying, I'm not seeing anybody. I'm good. They're like, how come you disappear every day between 2 and 5? Oh, no. See, if that's what got him. It's not that what he was doing was wrong. So he bounces out, but now he's like, but what did I do wrong? All I did wrong was I didn't stop being guru. So now I stopped being guru for 30 years. Now I can go back to being guru because it's like I paid my price. Because he didn't really do anything wrong. So he feels like, why can't I, instead of saying, hey, this is a bunch of bullshit. No. He's not going to say it's a bunch of bullshit. He's going to go back and play the game. Because he knows it's a con. Because he knows it didn't work the first time. He knows that if the chanting and the books and all that stuff was real, all that wouldn't have happened. Why can't they just be not, do the right thing? Because it doesn't work. They talk about truthfulness and honesty and civilized behavior and sense gratification, not enjoying your senses like a normal person does, not enjoying things like the average person does. Just and that's some kind of spiritual life. And that's going to make them so that he can do whatever. This guy thinks he can do whatever he wants because in the books it says, in the Bhagavad Gita, even if a saintly person, even someone who's engaged, if someone's engaged in chanting Hare Krishna, they can do whatever they want. Don't worry about it. They're still pure. Which is bullshit. First of all, it doesn't really say that. It says that even a sinful man can worship Krishna. That's a lot different than saying someone who's worshiping Krishna is perfectly situated and has to be considered saintly. That's not what it says. This guy wants to just have, instead of facing the fact that it's all bogus and fake, he wants to go back and play the game so he can get more of whatever he can get out of it. he can get worshipped. He can have flowers around neck. He can sit on the seat and give a lecture and talk about like he's explaining something to somebody. Like he's a professor giving a lecture to a bunch of students who don't know, and he's going to tell them this, what World War I meant, what the political implications of this or that, or how something, some lecture about something. He's just reading off some fantasy fake story that has no meaning, has no implications, no meaning to life whatsoever. It's not relevant to anything. Nothing. That doesn't change, these books don't change your life. All they do is make you think that women have less intelligence, so that, hey, you can treat them however you want. It's okay to just treat them however you want. If you got to smack them around a little bit, that's okay too. Prabhupada says in his books, there's 3 things that you can beat: a dog, a drum, and a woman. And I find it disgusting that he puts a dog in there and a woman in there. So he believes not only in domestic abuse, but also animal abuse. So he believes that you can beat a dog, that's perfectly fine, and that you can beat a woman, and that's perfectly fine too, and that there's really no difference between beating a dog and beating a woman. The guy is fucking disgusting, and these are the books that he's reading from. I can't learn anything from that. That's got nothing to teach me. Blacks should have remained in the jungle. That black people should never have been given civil rights. That there's master and there's servants, and that some people are naturally slaves, and that some people are naturally the masters and the slave owners, and that's in the Vedas. Well, just who should the slave owners be and who should the slaves be? I'll give you one guess. Women like to be raped. Little girls should be married. This is what you're lecturing about. This is what's in these books. Oh, sure, there's some other stuff in there too, but who cares? You've got that in there. And that shit's on almost every page. When he's talking about Maya, and don't give in to Maya, and Maya this, and Maya that, he's talking about Maya Devi. He's talking about women. And he explains that in many places in his books. But he doesn't say it all the time. He just shortens it to Maya. But if you know what he's talking about women. Maya. And if you read enough of his books, and you'll come to the conclusion. You don't even have to come to the conclusion. He comes to the conclusion. Women are the cause of everything wrong with men. Women, sexually, intellectually, everything. They're lustier. They're dumb. They're childlike. They need to be protected. It's better for men not to even get involved with women. He says men are better off if they just avoid women at every stage of their life. But if you can't, then go ahead and get married. And just use a woman. If you can't control yourself, then you can use a woman basically like a blow-up doll. That's what's in Prabhupada's books. And he says that repeatedly on his every day. Like that girl said in the previous video that I was showing you. She said growing up a female in the Hare Krishna movement, she's reading this stuff every day in these books about women. And the gopis. Little 11, 12-year-old gopis. Some of them were married. Some of them were breastfeeding. Some of them were boiling milk. I can't tell you how many times I've heard that. This guy's a disgusting freak. And he's back in India, and he's like he's guru again. This predator. This friggin' predator. And they all think that 11-year-old girls are just fine. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I've had these guys tell me. I don't know what I'm talking about. When I say that 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old girls do not need to get married to grown men, I was told that I was crazy. And these guys, I'm going to tell you, man, these guys, where is it? This guy on this webpage, he wants to talk about how he wants to talk about how he is protecting women and children. Oh, I'm protecting women and children and this and that. He's not protecting anybody. He ain't protecting shit. Because he's promoting the same books, the same people, the same beliefs that 11-year-old girls and 12-year-old girls are perfectly fine to get married. All these guys. They all believe the same crap. They think, oh, if we can fix the guru problem, if we can convince everybody that the gurus were not appointed and that blah, blah, blah. That's bullshit. It's the same books. It's the books that are the problem. Change your books. Take all this crap out of your books. All the racism, the sexism, all the pedophilia. Take that shit out. No, they don't want to. They won't do that. Because then they'd have to admit that Prabhupada was wrong. Say that the part about 11-year-old girls getting married, that Prabhupada being a 22-year-old man marrying an 11-year-old girl and laughing about it is wrong. Come out and say that. Come out and say that. Come out and say that when Prabhupada says that 11, he was formerly when I was 22, my wife was 11 years old and I was 22 years old, and I took her hand and she was crying. Just see, she didn't even know what was going on, and he laughs about it. Admit that that's wrong. They won't do it. They're going to say no, that's right. Even if you want to say that, okay, in 1899 or in 1920, child marriage was legal, and you want to go that route. Is it okay to laugh about her crying about it? He was raping his 11-year-old wife. Let's say marriage was legal. She's 11 years old. He's 22, and she's legally his wife. And he rapes her. And she's crying about it, and he's laughing about it. Is that right? I mean, admit that. At least admit that him laughing about it is wrong. Can you do that? They won't do that. Can you admit that women are not less intelligent than men? No, they won't admit that. They're going to say, no, women are less intelligent than men. Will you admit that 11-year-old girls should not be married to 22-year-old men? They won't admit that. They won't. Because they know it's in their books. They know that that's what their whole thing is based on, that. These guys talking about protecting women and children. Meanwhile, they're out there talking about promoting this guy who says women are less intelligent and 11-year-old girls should get married. Look, he says right here. Again, it also does not matter that we are drunken McDonald's customers. We are not to be discredited when we are bringing out mass child mistreatment of Krishna's children, taking us down by demon. See, this guy wants to play like he's out to save the children. the guy that runs this webpage. He wants to make it out like he's out to save the children. We're going to save the children. These bogus gurus mistreated the children. No. Your books mistreat children. Your cult founder mistreated the children. Your cult founder set up the system to mistreat children. Your cult founder set up the whole system to mistreat children, protect the predators, and promote child marriage. Your founder did that. These guys didn't do it. Your founder did that. He set up the Gurukula system to put these kids in the concentration camps where they were sexually abused by inexperienced people who weren't even teachers. They weren't even qualified to be babysitters. And he had them in there molesting these kids. And then when he found out about it, he did absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'm going to end it there because I'm just disgusted with this whole thing. I'm disgusted with this whole thing. I can only take so much. You only take so much child marriage, Krishna crap. It's a disgusting fucking cult, and I can't stand it. And I get on here, and I'm so motivated to talk about it, and I start talking about it, and I get so disgusted with it. It's such a pile of shit. It's like trying to clean up the shittiest fucking stable full of shitty, crappy funk. And you can only take so much. You gotta take a break. You gotta get away from it. It's like, fuck. It stinks too much. It's too much crap. This guru, hearing this girl's story about Rameshwar being such a fucking predator and a pervert, and then her parents want to marry her off to some guy. Fucking parents want to marry their 12-year-old girl off to some man that they don't even know. And they go, yeah, sure. It's fucking disgusting. Because they want to go sell books somewhere in India or something, and they're like, we'll just get rid of our daughter, to sell her off like she's a fucking Anyway, fucking disgusting cult. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. I'm gonna end it here. Oh, what else we got? Let me. Okay, there we go. Okay, so anyway, that's it for today. I can't take any more of this pedophilia, child molestation, Krishna fucking child marriage, guru, bogus guru, pretending to be a guru crap. Sorry, but I can't take any more. I gotta do something. Anyway, hey, let's watch, let's see, what do we got? I got closing credits. It's a little different. This is something a little bit different, but I got some closing credits. So everybody, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Join me next time. Get the word out. And here we go. Thanks.